Okay.
This is Dylan plus one with my sister Ashley.
Hi.
And I'll give like a smaller breakdown. She is my sister. We're not related by blood, but she is my sister. Like I tell that a lot of people. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, my sister. You have a sister, and I'm like, yeah. Like I have a few, but like it's because when they tell people 5 kids,
Oh
everyone's
yeah.
like they think it's all 5 from the same.
Same
And I'm
two
like, no,
parents.
no,
Yeah.
no.
No. We're a
But
big blended family.
right. This one's not going to get put out for a little while. So
Okay.
this is like the Thanksgiving-y, like
Ooh.
the leaves and
I know. I see it.
they try to change it up a little just because we're doing Thanksgiving today. I feel so like tiny in this chair.
Do you?
It's short. No, no, no. But what's it called? So this is kind of like a Thanksgiving episode. It'll get posted closer to Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
So it'll be kind of.
so excited.
This one will sit for a little while until I.
Be like, hey, YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. I think what would be probably cool to start with, at least, because I'm also curious. You're slightly older, so it helps. I don't remember how old we all were when we met for the first time. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember. Like I don't know. I wasn't like, oh, we were. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
So we had to have been. It was my sophomore year, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You would have a
Was
much
it?
better
Or
memory
maybe-
than if you were that deep.
I think it had to be my sophomore year because my mom broke up with her ex-boyfriend at the end of my freshman year. And
Okay.
that's when I was at Foothill and I was already enrolled in El Camino. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh no, now they're like, I was only supposed to go there because we were living, in the Arden area. And so
Yeah.
it had to be my sophomore, junior year then.
Okay. Yeah.
So then you were young,
Yeah.
sophomore or freshman. If I
Probably-
was junior.
Probably even a little. Maybe.
Well, I first met
Eighth
you
grade or
actually. The first time I ever met you was at an Incubus concert
Yes.
that I went with my mom, and
That
you
was
were there with
forever
your
ago.
mom and dad.
Yeah.
And it was random. And Mom's like, "Oh my gosh, it's my friend from high school." And
Yeah. Well,
Then we went off.
That situation too is hilarious because I remember, like, I had remembered that as a whole separate memory
Oh,
that I
yeah.
never thought about until they were together for like
yeah,
4 years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
When they're like, yeah, like it was Ashley and Liz at the concert that time, and I was like, and it all just kind
it
of
clicked.
cycled. I was like, God, because I was in line. We were like in line for merch or whatever.
Yes.
Because like walked right up. Like I remember the whole thing.
Yes.
I just would have never been able to like picture the face. You know what I mean, like I was too young to. It might have been like
I was
maybe
in.
like 08.
I was in middle school. So
Yeah.
because I'm a year above you, right? Because you're 2016, I'm 2015. Graduating.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm
really?
But I'm
That's
about
it?
2 years older. Yeah, because you and Gabby are the same year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. We were talking about that on the podcast we did with Sophia because most of us, not everybody, but most of us are 98, which is cool. Like most of us are that
96.
same. Yeah. Well, like even Johnny, like Johnny's a year older, and Devin's 98. Jared's 2 years younger. I think he's like 99. Yeah.
At least he made it.
Right. At least he's not a 2000.
Yeah.
So that's funny that one of the people that girl Izzy that I brought up.
Yeah.
I think her birthday was 2000 or something. We used to make fun
Yeah.
of her like 2000. What? Like
Lily.
that's gross.
No, Lily's 2002.
2002.
But still.
Jacob's is funky. Is 07. He's no fun.
Oh, I'm like, that's such a random, awkward year.
Yeah. You said 96.
Yeah, I was born in
So
96.
technically, I'm trying to remember. I think that makes you a millennial. 'Cause
I'm
I
like in
believe-
that awkward.
I think the cutoff was 97.
Wait, because how does it go? Gen Z, then millennial, right? Or millennial, then Gen Z?
Yeah, Gen Z.
I always mix it
It's
up. I
Gen
can never
Z,
remember.
millennial, and then Gen X. So me, Jasmine, Jacob, Lily, we're
Gabby.
we're Gabby. We're all Gen X,
So then I'm a millennial.
and then you're a millennial,
Oh man, I'm a millennial.
right up at the cusp. Yeah, because 96
Yeah.
is the cutoff.
It? Okay.
Yeah. So anyone born in 96 is still considered a millennial. 97 is when it starts Gen X.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's weird, right? I
know
just
that
thought of
is
that the other
weird.
day because that means that
I'm
in
like
the
on an
same
island.
pool with like Jacob.
Yeah,
and
you guys are
Landon,
all.
and we're all technically in the same generation,
And then
even
I'm
though
just-
I feel more closer to
Oh, for
the
sure.
millennial generation.
Yeah, I would say you, Gabby, are more closer to. We're all, I feel like, similar in
We
generation.
didn't grow up with iPhones right
No,
away.
we were
didn't
outside
have
playing.
iPads at Chili's. You know what I mean?
No.
Like we colored and fucking ran around outside.
Played in the dirt.
I used to get hit in the eye with the water balloons.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
Yeah, crazy shit.
Played sports, like even just messing around, like going to shoot hoops, we would do that.
Yeah.
Like,
play horse.
I'll tell you right now, Jerry, he doesn't do any of that. And I understand, maybe he's not the most athletic type.
Yeah.
But just what he's grown up in, I'm like, oh man, you're such an iPad kid.
It's literally the rest.
The
iPad kid thing. Like, there's a lot of iPad kids. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that creek behind my mom's house.
Yeah.
We used to like walk in it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how gross we were as kids. Like, we were trying to find anything to do that were like, because we used to live where my mom's house is now. The house that I like grew up in, like that's the house that I was living in before Jacob was even born.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 8 or 9. Was literally right around the corner.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's right next to that Walmart.
Oh.
So we didn't even move more than a mile.
Yeah.
And so that whole creek goes back around there, cuts by our old house, and then goes to like the San Juan Library over there. So we would start at one end. Thankfully, we decided to wear shoes. It would have been really dumb to do no shoes. Thinking about it now, I'm like, man, I could have stepped on the grossest shit.
I was going to say, and especially now, like, oh my God, you don't even...
the homeless in the area at the time wasn't bad, but it still existed.
But like,
now it's probably
oh my God.
I mean, they've cut all the trees back so you can like see through and everything.
Yeah.
So you can't like live in there. But we would walk through it, and then we walked like past my old house, all the way down to the library. Like, we used to like do the weirdest stuff,
adventurous stuff.
Do something.
Yeah. Oh, I loved playing outside. Like, I'm so happy, like, the generation I grew up in and just what we did, like, Gabby and I were always at the park, meeting up with friends, riding our bikes, like, we were always outside.
Exactly. And that's one of the one of the more fun things we've done, too, is collectively walking up to the store to get the Mentos and Coke.
Oh.
And, like,
one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, that's fun.
That is a core memory, like, that is so, like, deep in my brain. Like, that was such a fun day.
It was.
It was, like, well, we also, like, that was when we were going through a hard time, and, like, we didn't get to see each other as frequent as we were. Yeah. So your mom bringing you and Devin over was like, oh, my God. Like, we finally all get to hang out, and it was, like, doing something like that. That was so fun. Yeah. That was so cool.
We were just telling Jacob the other day about, while we were in that house, he used to play that Spider-Man game. I don't know if you remember it. But he would restart every time from the beginning.
Was that the one on the Wii? Was it on the Wii?
I think it was just the Xbox. But it was like you'd play Spider-Man and then you could play with like the bad guys. Like the bad guys were a part of the game. So like they were like, you'd play with 2 people.
Oh, yeah,
He'd get pissed off because he was young. And me and Devin, one of those times that he came over to that house with me, we were like, we're so sick of this game. So we took it and just fucking destroyed it. Like scratched it up, rubbed it on the concrete, like screwdriver, like just fucked this disc up and then put it back in the case and put it back.
Did he open it?
Oh yeah, I mean he was young enough at the time that like he would try it didn't work, and then he'd be like, what the fuck, and then try it, and like so like it just naturally disappeared.
Yeah,
because it was a game that would piss him off anyways. He'd start, get to like the first mission, die on the first enemy, and then be like, help me, and I'm like, no,
I remember.
I've passed this mission for you thousands of times. We save right after, just skip it, like keep going, like
keep
progress.
going.
Yeah, so we fucked that game up.
He always came to you for video games.
Always.
Do you remember when we got Just Dance and you were like, I'm gonna beat, you were like, I'm beating Kaylin's high score.
Yeah, I was playing it and I played it all the way through, and then I saw the score and I was only like, I don't know what it was, like a couple hundred or a couple thousand. I was like, if I just do a little bit better right now, I can fucking just beat this score.
It was like such a I was like, that was the funniest thing to me. I was like, okay, that's funny, that's cool.
Funny. One of the funnier stories too, when we were living in the apartment, you probably remember doing like the I don't know what you call it, but the cheerleader thing where you go, wow, and like lift somebody up.
Oh yeah, like stunting.
And we were doing that.
Yes.
And then Kaylin's like, no, I got it. And I was like, okay, like, no, I get it. Like, we're young. And I was like, you don't really know me. So I get you don't want me, like, grabbing you. And then she fucking goes up there and fucking falls backwards and just, bam, slams on the fucking ground. And I felt so bad. I was like, I'm kind of responsible. Like, I was like, I don't want to touch her. Like, I feel bad. Like, I'm like, we were so young that, like, she was like, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But watching her fall was, like, it's funny, but I feel bad.
Of
but
course.
It's hilarious. It's just fucking smack. Yeah.
And it's like, damn, karma. Like, I was trying to help you. You didn't want my help, but
there's that little like ledge.
You know what?
You
but
could
that's
get up and sit on.
That's very much like that story. Just describes, like Gabby, Kaylin, and I to a T. If we don't need help, we could do it.
Like,
even if we fall, we're gonna try to do it.
Yeah. We were talking about video games too. I was gonna ask because I was curious. I don't know how much now, but I remember at the time you guys used to play a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the stuff for the new one?
I haven't really been paying attention.
There's not much, but
Jerry still play whatever one we have, which is probably the last one that came out.
yeah,
I would assume.
probably 5.
Yeah, I think so. He plays that. He still when he gets tired of Roblox, he goes and hops on.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yes,
that's a fun rotation.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. And so that's most. I would say out of all the games we have, because I think we have a Star Wars one. We have that. We have Call of Duties. But he gravitates to Grand Theft Auto, so he keeps it. So if there's another one coming out, I'm sure we're gonna be getting it.
It looks crazy. They didn't put out anything, but there's the Miami
trailer.
That's
what I was gonna say. I think I saw it was like Miami. Like when I was watching, I was like, oh, this is Miami.
I think it's so then like the 5 was Vinewood. It was like Hollywood. So they're just in LA, and it looks a lot like LA. They've done in the past one of the older ones. It's Vice City. Yeah. So it's Miami, but it's Vice City. So they're just going back to that same like area, but they obviously
expanded
it's gonna
it.
Look. I mean,
it's gonna be.
It looks fantastic. I've heard some crazy shit. People are talking about like there's gonna be like money transactions that you can do in the game.
Oh my
god! People are already trying to plan ways to make money off of the game's like economy. Like they're like, how do we, start making money off this the second it launches?
Yeah,
so it's gonna be a massive fucking game. It'll be similar to like. At the time when everyone played Pokemon Go, like you guys even played Pokemon Go.
I loved it.
No one knew half the time what it was, or what Pokemon were, or whatever. But you're like, fuck it, this game's fun.
It was popular. Everyone was playing it.
Yeah, you could get out and
we went when it was popular that summer. We had went back east, so we were like, oh, we're in Massachusetts. Oh,
that's so cool.
We were like, oh. Like we would, because my mom, we'd be like they'd want to go up to go get some Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
And you're like, I'll walk up with you and play Pokemon.
We'd be like, can we go? Like we want, and like I think that's where we found, like at least that's where I found the coolest ones, and then you come back to Sacramento and it's like, dang, it's all the same ones again, But,
like anytime we go to the ocean, it's like there's got to be something cool. Like there was always something cool.
Is it still a game? Like,
is
it still like?
Yeah, I play a different one now, made by the same people. So it's the same thing, but instead of Pokemon, it's this game called Monster Hunter. So it's like it's the same thing, but you have like a weapon and you fight a monster and like dodge. And so it's like it's the same thing where you walk around. Like I'll tell her all the time. I'm like, oh, there's a monster across the street. I gotta go, like get that real quick. It's really fun. I like that. And that was such a great time where literally everyone was playing.
It was so fun. I love that. Like I feel like there's a few of those games that were Fortnite. That was one where I feel like that dropped and everyone played.
I was still playing Fortnite up till maybe 6 months ago.
Really?
My game channel started with just Fortnite.
I heard it's so like Jerry and I were just talking about it, and he was like, "It's so different now. Like it's not what it was. Like
it's different every 2 weeks. They change the guns and the map and because it's I think they call it a live service game.
Yeah.
Where it's games that the story of the game happens to everyone at the same time. So there is a storyline and there's stuff happening and you can do missions to help the island out and stuff. Mm-hmm. But at the very end of it, it's just a battle royale game. But it feels so different. They did an OG thing where they went back and reverted the map and the guns and everything back to how it was when it came out.
When it first came
originally.
Out? Yeah.
But the movement was the same. The graphics were updated. So it's it felt like you were still playing Fortnite now and how different it is. Because, I don't even think you used to not even be able to sprint. You have, a whole full-blown, you can sprint and jump and slide and, you can do crazy shit now. You used to just have one speed.
Yeah.
Your character just hopped along.
Yeah.
So it's, it feels different, but I haven't played it in a really long time.
Yeah.
It gets, I think, to me, it feels like people are just predominantly cheating now. And people are finding any way to just break that game.
Because I feel like when you used to become, I know, there was a few times Joey, when Gabby and I would go to Joey's house, he got number 1. It was really rare.
It's awesome, though.
But anyway, we were all like, oh my gosh, because we'd watch him play, so it's, exciting to watch and you get into it. But I just feel like now it's just not what, it's not that excitement.
It feels so different. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm even playing the new Call of Duty right now.
Yeah.
And that feels different.
Really?
The movement's different. And, it's fun, though. The zombies we did, I did Johnny... Jared and my dad and I did 2 hours on zombies the other night.
Fun.
We got to round 31. And I live streamed the whole thing. and posted it. It's up there. But
do you guys play Xbox or PS5 or?
Every game now is pretty much cross-platform. So I'm on PlayStation, Dad's on Xbox, and Jared's on PC.
Wait, but you guys can all play together?
Yeah, most games now are cross-platform.
I
So like
didn't know
Fortnite's
that.
the same. Fortnite became cross-platform a little while ago.
Yeah.
So you can play with anybody, Xbox, computer, all that stuff. The only problem is like if you play with someone who's playing on PC, you're playing in lobbies with other people who are playing on PC. So they're just fucking sniping, like murdering you.
Yeah.
But if you're playing, like me and my dad when we play,
I was gonna say Xbox
it's
and
just
Oh
console.
my god, I didn't know you could like they were like interlocked or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
That is
Some
so
games
cool.
are most of the new games that come out are cross-platform.
Oh my gosh! Because we bought my dad the new Call of Duty. I forgot for like what last year was it? No.
Well, this one just came out like a month ago. Black Ops 6.
But were you able to pre-order it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay, that's what we did.
Oh,
we
okay.
pre-ordered it.
You're like, yeah,
that's the thing is my dad was waiting for like the code, like something to get sent.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lily bought it a while ago. And so they haven't played it yet, but they've been like he was like, I'm not gonna play it without Jerry. He wants to start it and show Jerry, and Jerry's at his mom's
I
right
did
now.
split screen the other day at Dad's. So you
Really?
can still split, like I think you could even split screen zombies.
Well, I have a PS5 and we have, I don't know, whatever Xbox, and so I'm gonna be like, you should check that out because you could probably play both, you know.
Can, yeah.
But I would say they do play the PS5 more than the Xbox. Like I kind of feel like the Xbox.
I love my PlayStation 5.
Yeah,
that thing it's the fucking best. It's the best. The PlayStation 5 is the single best and strongest console that has ever existed. And then they just created the PS5 Pro,
I was gonna say,
which is even fucking better. Dad will argue with me all day because he loves Xbox. Oh. He's had Xbox since the first one, and like he loves it. He worked for Microsoft. Like I get it, you're an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, like you look the detail.
Oh yeah.
The graphics, the performance. The
PlayStation it takes the cake.
It's punching the new Xbox. It's like,
of course.
Get down. It's like the new one is so fucking.
I used to argue with people on Facebook. Like I remember, like Gabby, Kale, and I like. People argue us, because we were like in the video. I was really into it back then, but like we would argue about because I just saw it pop up on one of my Facebook memories, and I was laughing so hard that I was arguing all these guys that I went to middle school with that the PlayStation is better than Xbox.
Yeah.
And then Kayla jumps in like, yes, it is, and like had my back, and I was like, oh, real? Like, we're like young, but I've always been PlayStation. I love Xbox. I played Xbox. The last time we had it, though, it got that ring of death, like, years ago, and my dad was like, oh, I'm not getting another one. Yeah. I'll wait a while. Like
I have the 360 that's R2-D2.
Yeah, that's cool.
I fucking love that.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I've only played on it, like, once, but...
well, it's kind of cool to just have, too. Like,
well, I wanted to have, like, a video game, like, game console, game collection, so... I don't know if you can see it, but the little thing sitting on top of my soundbar, that thing is... the fucking coolest thing ever. So you know what a Switch looks like.
Oh yeah, I have one.
That thing's called the PlayStation Portal. It's a Switch, pretty much. You connect it to the internet, and then it mirrors your PlayStation. So you can play your PlayStation from anywhere. Okay,
that I did see that, and I was like, because my dad was like, because I got the Switch last year for Christmas. That's what I wanted was a Switch, because I was like, I'm really late to the game on what it was, Animal Crossing. So I was like, I really want a Switch, and so he got it for me. But then, like, after that, then I think, like, he saw that thing, and he was like, damn, you could have been connected to my PlayStation, But I was still, like, I wanted to Switch. But that is cool.
It's kind of just a controller.
Oh, really?
So, like, it's got the screen in the middle, but what you're doing is you're connecting it to the PlayStation as the controller, as if you're sitting down playing on the screen, but you're just somewhere else. So it's like you couldn't have two people playing at the same time, but you could... one person from anywhere.
Oh, that's still pretty cool though.
Yeah,
like
and it was $200, and so the Xbox I had not like the one my dad has. That big black one is the X. I had the S, which is the same console. It just doesn't have a disc drive, and it's a little like weaker.
Yeah.
I sold it back to GameStop. They were doing like a deal where I bought it brand new for $299 like 2 years ago. They were doing a deal where they were giving $250 in trade-in credit for that Xbox. So it was only a $50 like hit, and I was like a 2-year-old console anyways. So I sold it to them and bought the Portal. Oh yeah. And I've played that thing because it was sitting here collecting dust for the Xbox, and I was like, I don't fucking use this thing. And so I bought that little Portal, and I use that thing all the time.
Oh yeah, see, way better investment.
And they just like 2-3 days ago implemented a new thing where you don't have to have it connected to your PlayStation. As long as you're connected to internet, you can play their like cloud streaming games, where you just stream games from their library. So I played Skyrim with my PlayStation off. So like they're getting better. It's so cool. I love that little
that technology. So it's just crazy what technology can do now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it can play while that is off.
It's just they call it a remote player.
Yeah.
So you're playing it from somewhere else, like wirelessly. But it's still like, I mean, it's cool because I'll come in here if I'm like really gonna play.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if you saw it online, is this cute little game called Astrobot, where there's these little like PlayStation bots that like jump around and you like go do missions and things. It's kind of like Mario, but with PlayStation characters. Yeah. I played that a lot on the Portal because I was like, I don't want to leave. Like I'm sitting in the living room with her, we're watching like a show or whatever it is. I'm like, I don't want to have to come into the game room and like put my headset on. And, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'd rather just sit here and fuck around.
So you could still like chill.
Yeah, just play it in the living room and whatever. It's the coolest little thing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I love that thing. But yeah, I'm excited. I do the little I do the streaming, and then I just started editing my videos down because stupidly I was just like downloading the live stream and just posting it. But it's like that's boring because there's lulls and all that stuff. So I now take like for Call of Duty I have 2 different videos now. I'll take like 2 hour, like an hour and a half long live stream, and I'll cut that down to like a 20-minute highlight reel.
Oh yeah.
And they're usually funny. Like I try to cut them to be like funny.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too. Like if you're ever like when new games come out, if I've played it, there's probably a video of footage on my account that you could show people if you're like, because there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Obviously, but you could also be like, this is my brother playing.
This is my brother. This is my brother playing. Oh yeah. I get, because like back in the day, like my cousin was really big on video games, so I used to always go around bragging and be like, oh, he was like, I forgot, he got like really high up there, like on Call of Duty, like nationwide on the killings,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but they used to always play, and it was like my dad's brother's son, and so they would always play video games and all that, so he was really good. Like I didn't even like to play against him when I would go over there because it was just like he was just picking me off the whole time, and I was like, it's not fun. But I love like, especially when you're good, I'm like, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's fun. I've definitely, he won't admit it, but I've surpassed Dad.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, you can watch it. He's in my live streams. You can see him. Just kidding. No, it's good to have it. Like it, especially with like a game like Call of Duty, it's so incremental on like who's better. You know what I mean?
Well,
but it definitely it's good to have like that consistent squad.
Yeah.
Because like Devin doesn't even really play shooters anymore. He does. We were talking about it, and he's gone like a different path with video games, and so there's certain games that like I just can't count on being like, oh, Devin's gonna be a part of my squad team for this. Yeah. Like when we go play zombies, like he might, now that we've all been playing zombies a little more, that specifically he might come back for.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen it, but video game pricing now, it's so dumb. They used to be $59.99. They're $69.99.
Yeah, I was like, everything is $70. So expensive. Yeah. Everything is so expensive.
I took a photo of it. I felt so fucking stupid. Costco has Black Ops 6 for $52. That's cheaper than a normal video game.
Well, I was gonna say that's originally.
Paid. Huh?
That's cheaper than what we paid, I think.
Right? Yeah. I paid the full amount. I paid $70. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Well, and I bought it digitally too.
Yeah.
And at Costco, I could have gotten it physically. Because I really like the physical games now because they have the new, it says PS5 in like black and white on the top of the case.
Oh, yeah.
So I like having like the old PlayStation 3 cases and 4 cases and 5, like you can see.
Yeah, like how they've changed. Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So that's a big one is I've been doing a lot of the video game streaming.
The only video game I really play, I would say now, is every once in a while. I would say it's been a few months, so I need to probably go check on my island in Animal Crossing. So I haven't played that in a while, but I love Sims, and it took me a while to get into Sims 4. Like I was always Sims 3, and I was like, I refuse. I'm not playing Sims 4. It's just stupid, And then, but Lily liked it, or has her qualms with it, but she liked it, and then bought some of the expansions, and then I kind of looked more into it, and I downloaded mods and like kind of got more into it, and now I love Sims 4. I don't.
Is that the new one that it's like free, but then they've got like a million expansions that are like $30 each?
Oh yes.
Okay, someone was telling me about that the other day at work, and I'm like, oh my god.
Like I got lucky because like right when I kind of got back into it, like I got a new laptop, and so I downloaded it and all that stuff, and they were doing like a summer flash sale, and I was like, buy. Because they were like $10, $15. So I bought like all the major ones that make the game at least fun, you know, playable. So I did that, which it costed me like $40, which I was
but you're like, give me a couple packs.
And then Lily bought some, so I was like, cool. And we're under the same account, so we just download it, you know, Origin or something, or EA game. I don't know, something of what it's called. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Origin's the little like launcher.
I think it was EA Origin, but now it's I
think the one my dad played, I don't play it anymore with him, but Apex
Legends, I remember.
I think that one's EA. I think like that was one
people
that
hate
was
EA.
on that.
I see. Oh my goodness, like because I
EA pay to
use
play.
Reddit a lot, you know, and I love Reddit just for it. But I was using it for Sims 4, you know, like looking up stuff.
They'll give you real good info on Reddit. Yeah, that's the best spot.
Oh, it's my favorite social media. Like if I'm gonna if I had to save any of my social media, it's Reddit. Like I will give up Instagram. Snap.
I just got into way too many arguments on Reddit. Reddit was the number one spot that I argued with people.
Really?
Because people were...
I'm like more a lurker. I just like to read people's arguments, you know. But I'm a upvoter and downvoter.
Yeah.
Downvote. I don't like that. Downvote.
That's so funny. I love it. Oh shit. We were just talking about something, but I don't remember. I did delete Reddit. I did. I was like, fuck Reddit. I got out of there. And then the other thing too, now it's different. My mindset on social media is more for the game page.
Yeah.
So it's like I've got like my Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. And then because the other day, it's the dumbest stuff. Instagram will mute anything. So like I was like, you're an idiot. And they were like, that's bullying, and got rid of the comment.
See, and
I'm
I've been so lucky.
Come on.
I've been so lucky. I have not been effed with on...
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, you know, like my uncle, I think he actually finally got his account permanently banned on Facebook for just everything, you know, and then he goes to like Instagram and it's like, or he'll make a new Facebook or use his other one, you know, but he was getting for the little dumbest stuff, you know, and so I've been lucky. I've never been.
It happened to me on Call of Duty.
Really?
Just a few days ago, I got banned from voice chat for 3 days. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how it works, but the original thought process, because me and Dad, both of us, had gotten a warning where they're like, hey, your voice chat goes against our code of conduct. And I'm like, we're in party only. We're not in like the open, everyone's muted, they can't hear us. We're just talking to each other. Like I don't have voice chat turned on like that to where you can hear me. Yeah. Right? So if I'm talking shit with my family, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in a
like,
personal
I'm playing
lobby.
So then Jared was like, well, maybe someone reported you and then they listened to your thing and they deemed it worthy of a warning. Well, then the next day, literally the next day, I was playing with them. Again, it's my dad and Jacob. They're switching off on the Xbox, and it's just the two of us playing. And all of a sudden, I can't hear Jacob. And when we go back to the menu, I've got a notice that's like, you've been banned for 3 days. Because me and Jacob are talking. I'm like, fuck this shit. These fucking idiots. Oh, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And they banned my voice chat.
Call
of Duty. Banned me from voice chat.
I didn't even know they did that now because I'm like, anyone who's been around and been playing Call of Duty.
Modern Warfare was disgusting. Like
God.
They used to be crazy.
Especially like what was it, like the waiting room?
Yeah, the pregame lobbies.
Crazy. The things people send there.
Well, and it's still a little bit like that, but I guess people know now that
you can't say. Yeah, like you can't come out and say like crazy stuff.
I said not like. When I tell you, it was me just talking shit.
Yeah.
It's all cuss words. Like, it probably would have been like, fuck these stupid motherfuckers. It's almost like we don't have a team. Like, that probably was exactly what I said.
But
and then, like, they're like, that's offensive. Well, and then, obviously, it's offensive, but I'm playing with my family.
Yeah. Like, yes, it's offensive, but... Like,
context,
I'm playing
bro.
a freaking video game, too. Like, this is a war game, so you guys want to come about me offensive.
Right, I'm dying a bunch.
Yeah.
It's PTSD, man.
Yeah. Like,
no,
shoot.
It was the stupidest thing ever. But that was the thing with social media is I've had to, like, adjust my mindset and be like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this video game thing, my Instagram, my Twitter, all that stuff has to be, like, I can't be arguing with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll just get rid of all that.
You want to have a good look, or a positive
thing.
Yeah,
100%. Well, and then like I messaged I replied to someone's tweet. They were like talking about like the grind for YouTube and like how you have to like do all this stuff, and I'm like, not really. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this like deep grind where like YouTube's my life and I'm doing all
It's
this
your
stuff.
whole
Like,
career. And,
right.
yeah.
Like I just want my own little, I literally said, I was like, I don't want to move mountains. I just want my own little like community. Yeah. Like there's streamers out there who have like, even if there was like 50 consistent people who were always, you know what I mean? That's still some people.
But that's and then it's like you make friends and
you build a community.
Exactly.
Like my dad gave me his mini fridge and Jasmine makes me magnets for it. That's my profile picture on YouTube.
Oh, is it? Oh my gosh.
Little corgi.
I know, that's so
it's like
cute.
It's supposed to be fun and cute,
and
I can show it and then zoom in later. But like it's supposed to be fun and cute and like I'm an asshole and I yell and I get mad, but at the same time it's not at the people who are watching.
No,
you know
and
what
I think watching I would think someone's kind of weird if they're playing Call of Duty and not getting if they're just like super quiet.
Yeah. We kind of talked about that today.
I'm like, that's a little weird.
Right? I was getting a little mad and Dad was like explaining stuff to me about the game and I'm like that's not what I'm mad about. Yeah. I'm like the things he was explaining, like that's not specifically why I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm like it's not like trying to learn the map or trying to learn the game or whatever. I'm like that's not what I'm pissed off about. It's like there's just these little moments where it's like I can tell that whatever happened in the game, whatever frame or lag or whatever, like I'm dying over some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just little things here and there. And so I kind of was like, oh well, I'm interested to see. I wasn't streaming, so I just muted myself, and it was fucking dead silent for almost the whole round. It was the weirdest thing ever. Like people weren't really reacting to almost anything. I was like, this is odd. That's bizarre. It felt really weird. Yeah. Like I was like, I guess that's just me. Like I don't know if it's because I've been streaming more and I'm trying to like no dead air kind of thing. But like I want to know what's happening to you guys too. Like I want to know the reactions of like what's happening. So like it was weird. Like I just was like, I'm just gonna mute and sit because we switched over to, I don't know if you've heard of Discord.
Oh, yeah.
I just
learned kind of what it was.
Yeah. I shut voice chat off on Call of Duty completely. I was like, fuck you. You don't even be able to listen to me, right? Yeah. Shut it completely off. And now we only chat through Discord because they have Discord on PlayStation and Xbox now.
Oh, do they?
So you don't even have to use the in-game chat. You can just make a Discord server on your PlayStation.
Oh, and then so you, your dad, and...
Literally anyone. I could send you the link and you could join on your phone and just talk to us while we're all doing whatever.
And it's like voice talking? Like, because I've seen, like, my coworker,
you can text chat, too.
That's what I was going to say. She will show me sometimes her messages with, like, her little friends. And
I've never tried it on the PlayStation, but it'd be cool to try to message.
I was very, like, when she's like, oh, and I'm like, what am I reading? I'm like, there's so much going on, you know? So I'm like,
Discord's hard. It takes a little bit. It's Gabby the same thing with Twitter. You got to get used to it.
Yeah, and, like, Gabby used Discord for, Sac State for some of her classes. Like, they all kind of, were like, hey, let's meet on Discord.
It's pretty much Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost exactly Zoom. But it's just cool that they integrated it with the PlayStation. And then because
I've always thought it was for gamers. I thought it was for gamers for the longest. You know? Like, I mean, that's kind of, I feel like, how it started. Because, at least for me, that's the only thing I heard it, like, what it was like geared towards.
Join the join the Roblox Discord, or join the Fortnite Discord. Like, it's 100%. Well, like in that scenario too, like it's cool to, like having the Discord server too. Like I could, like my buddy Johnny, he can't play with us all the time. He doesn't have his own system, but he plays on his stepdad's. He could just jump on and just while he's fishing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's fishing while we're playing video games, but we're all still... So I can hear him while I'm playing games, which is, like, really cool. I like it a lot. Cool. Yeah, it's a cool little fun integration.
Yeah.
What time are we at?
36.
Oh, damn. Okay,
cool. That's
so I was curious. I haven't heard anything, and I know you probably talked to her a little bit more. How's Gabby doing in Hawaii?
Oh, she's doing well.
Yeah.
So she started working. She works for Lululemon.
I saw that.
Which I was like,
that's so cool.
Nice. So she's working there. She's the lead.
Oh, nice.
Her and Joey recently moved out of his sister's house, so now they have their own spot closer to, because they were staying. She lives on the Hilo side, and then they both work on the Kona side. And so it's about it. I think she said like a 2-hour drive. I could be wrong.
Oh, shit.
But about like a 2-hour, because they're going around the island.
Yeah.
You know? So they would go from here to this side every day and back. And so then they got their spot closer. So now she lives closer, or she's on the Kona side, and it's gorgeous. Like she showed us yesterday, like she was like, this isn't even the best view, but a view coming down, and it's just down just beautiful ocean.
Every photo she's posted has been great.
It's
like they're all great. Yeah.
I'm planning hopefully to go soon. I know like Mom and Jimmy are planning to go in March.
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
But me and her, we've been talking, and it's a little easier. She's like, you can just come out here before everybody because you can just stay with me real quick, and, we'll just do our thing.
It's a lot easier just fly out your own.
Exactly. Like, I probably wouldn't even bring Sir with me, just be me the first time, and so, which I do want to take him there because he's never been, and I know he'll love the food. He will go nuts for the food. And so.
I'm a picky eater, and I still eat a lot of really good shit out there. Like, they're always good shit.
I want to go and get, like, a poke bowl. Bowl. Like, that is, like, every time I see it, I want to go. And there was, like, this really good sushi place on Big Island, and I saw it on TikTok, so I sent it to Gabby before she went, and she went and ate there, and she was like, oh, it's so good.
Nice.
So good. So I was like, I want to go there. So I'm trying to go out maybe, like, February, if I can try to swing it, I'm going to try to
I would
do
love
my taxes as soon as I can.
Yeah,
my
right.
Return
get
and
that
like
return
try to get out. Like,
so it'd be kind of cool thinking about it. I have a few different options. I think what I'm gonna do, just time wise, unless for some reason she appears one week and I can get her on the podcast, I might do a Zoom one with her.
That would be cool.
Because it'll just, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, it'll be a little different. It'll be something new.
It will.
And then I can, you know what I mean? That I can incorporate with other people if I'd like. I can edit that. And because Zoom allows you to record right on their platform.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then, if not, when we're going to Tennessee in January to see Johnny.
Oh, are you guys? Wait, where does he live?
They live in, he just moved in with his mom in Cookeville. It's like an hour outside of Nashville.
Okay, see.
So we'll fly into Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Love Nashville side. I enjoyed Knoxville.
Different though.
Very different.
You're much more west
probably
too.
Would. Well, we were we drove because when I looked at it, I didn't realize we drove like damn near across the state.
Yeah. Oh,
it's like but I was like, so it's only like 6 hours to drive across the state then, because we started in Nashville, left literally right off like Broadway Street, got on the highway, and then went to Knoxville, and then so that took us about 3 hours.
Yeah, that sounds right.
3:15.
Because we're there.
And then Knoxville's like by the border, right? It's like kind of next. It's like because Georgia's down here. I think it's South Carolina, and I can't remember.
Virginia's somewhere.
Kentucky's above,
right?
And then Kentucky, and then Virginia. I think.
So, where they live in Cookeville is like an hour east, so the other way.
Yeah.
Of maybe northeast, something like that. But there in Cookeville, I looked it up for Memphis.
Yeah.
On the complete opposite side. I think it was 4.5, maybe 5 hours for them.
Yeah.
And because I was looking to see when the Kings were playing in Memphis. Because it'd be cool I really want to go see a Kings game somewhere outside of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Living a mile from the Golden One Center, it's like I've been to so many. Now it's time to, my mom's a big, like, she doesn't love the Phoenix Suns, but growing up a little bit in Phoenix, like, she wants to see a Suns game.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you wait until the Kings go out there
and
see, you know what I mean? Like, we'll go to Phoenix and do a
And then
Phoenix,
you get to go to Arizona. I love Arizona.
Like, you do a little bit. Well, her best friend lives there. She grew up there. So, like, in the Phoenix area. Yeah. So, like, there's plenty for us to do. So, it'd be really cool. But I was looking at that. So, you're right with Tennessee. Like, Memphis was, like, 5-ish hours from even them being a little bit past Nashville.
Yeah.
So, it seems bigger than it is. Like,
it does.
Get there.
But then, like, it does seem bigger. And then, obviously, when you're there, it's a little different. But, like, when we went, we had a friend that met us. And he was actually staying in Memphis. So, he drove from Nashville down to Memphis, but. And then we were almost going to meet up again. But then we were like, damn, because then that would have been 6 hours from him to drive to Memphis to, what is that? Knoxville. But he did go over in Arkansas, which I was like, oh man, that's probably the last day I go. But
so we're going in January.
Crazy.
We're going in January, so I'm hoping to do the podcast with Johnny there. I'm gonna bring those little mics and we'll do a little small setup on like one of the couches or something over there.
That's so cool.
They have a theater, like a movie room in the house, so we can probably even like do it in there, whatever it is. So the house is awesome. So
and it'll sound probably better in there.
Yeah, well, and it's an easy travel with the little stuff. This is different, obviously. I'm not gonna bring all this shit, but I could technically, but it's a lot of work. But
You guys, have you guys been to Nashville? Like, done it all? Like, the Broadway?
So she's done Nashville with her mom. They went and, like, did that. But we're going to do more Nashville when we're there in January. Because we're going to be there. When we went the first time, I think we were there for, like, 4 days.
I loved it. I was obsessed with it. Like, Nashville, I loved. I would go back to Nashville in a heartbeat, spend another, like, because really...
You guys were posting, like, we're fucking moving here.
Well, no, okay. I was like, I loved it. Nashville, I was not... I completely was like, I'm not leaving California. No. Kaylin was like, I want to move here. Well, I'm moving here. And I was like, good luck.
You're like, careful.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I know it's really pretty right now, but... Because I love Georgia.
Be like, did you see the cowboy boots?
Well, we actually got some.
I bet,
we got some, you know?
I mean, you were saying, like, everyone...
I was like...
Everyone on the streets wearing them.
Oh,
I mean,
everyone was. Over. I wore my Docs out the first night, you know, because we went as Coyote Ugly. I didn't have cowboy boots, so I just wore my Docs. I was like, whatever, I have these, it's easy. Yeah. But then the next time we went and bought some, so now I was like, now I fit in, you know? Now I feel like I'm in Tennessee. But when I went to Georgia, I loved Georgia. I loved Atlanta. I would actually, if I got to live in Atlanta maybe for like a year, I would do it, you know? Like there, I didn't mind. But I wouldn't want to live. I didn't get to really because I was with my cousin and it was my older boy cousin. And, you know, I was kind of doing some work there for him, whatever. And so I didn't really get to explore it the way I wanted to. Like if I were to go with Gabby or Lily, you know, or even like Kaylin too. But the way I felt now going to 2 southern states, like going to both, I was like, Georgia's more southern, Tennessee's more country.
Oh, okay.
That's how I would describe it.
Like that, yeah.
Very, like, even though it still felt like, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's very different, you know, because they were asking, they're like, how do you feel in Georgia? And I was like, not like this, but I will say Atlanta's different. Atlanta's a very big city that's full of, you know, like, culture.
Everybody.
Yeah. It is just, like... such a like center of like so many different people there, you know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of like artists and actors and singers and like everyone's came out of there. Like there's a lot of people who grew up there that like were very talented.
Oh,
and, like,
some of the biggest, you know. I mean, you got like Sierra, I love her, she's from Atlanta. But
I want to see the show. Donald Glover. I've never seen it, but Donald Glover's in the show called Atlanta. Yeah, I want to see that. I've heard great things.
Oh yeah, I've seen bits of it. I actually would like to probably watch that too. It looks really good. I love his music.
We were talking. I won't go too deep into it, but have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
No, I have. Wait, Breaking Bad. Oh, is that the prison one?
No, Bryan Cranston.
He's a
teacher who gets cancer.
Yes. Okay, so that's Mexico. No, I'm watching Prison Break right now. I'm almost at the end of it. I've heard of that. I thought because Sir was like, you have to watch Prison Break. You have to watch Prison Break. That's what I thought he was talking about was Breaking Bad. So I was like, no, I think I started it. I just couldn't get into it, you know. Yeah. But I was like, you know, one of my teachers, my teacher at El Camino, he at the end of the year was like, you know, our last day, he was like, I'm putting on Breaking Bad and put on, and it was so cool. I was like, cool, it's interesting to watch, but. I thought that's what he was talking about, and then when I started Prison Break, I was like, okay, this is not Breaking Bad, but it's still good. You should probably watch it.
So we love Breaking Bad. If you haven't watched it, it's definitely worth it.
Is it like the guy, balder guy?
He shaves his head after a while. Yeah. It's because he gets cancer, and he's a teacher. He's a high school teacher. Yeah. And like his life's just going to shit. But he's a chemist, so he's like, well, I'm gonna make like the best drugs ever and just sell them. Like he's like, I'll just make money doing this. Yeah. And it consistently gets like worse and like shit. It's like almost as if a real guy was like it's just a normal guy got into the drug business. Yeah. Like it's very entertaining. Well, that's kind of how it's very well written.
The Ozarks were. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I think that was similar where like they had some kind of problem.
Families, but he was selling drugs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like this guy, like so. What I was gonna say, if you haven't watched it, then it's a little.
I do want to watch it,
but you should watch it. We just watched the podcast, "The People Who Live in the House." That they filmed for the house. She just like recently did a podcast with these guys and like explained all the turmoil they've gone through, like the backstory of like when they got the house and the filming and all this stuff. So that was interesting. So if you end up watching Breaking Bad, I also highly recommend that podcast at some point because she. Tells some pretty cool stories about it. Yeah, it's so fun.
I've heard so many people talk about it, you know, like
there's so many shows that it's like, you have to see this show. Yeah, like there's so many, but there's been a few that like we've seen recently and especially going back. We've watched that show specifically. I think we've seen Breaking Bad like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really?
All the way through. Yeah, because it's like a movie that you love. Where like you go back and rewatch it, and you start seeing the little
like other
you
things.
know what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
because that first watch through, by the end, you've forgotten some of the like important twists and important shit. And then you go back and watch it.
Because so much. Well, that's how Prison Break is. And it's only 5 seasons, I think. Yeah.
I don't know, but at the time, do you know if it's a CW show? Was it a show on the CW?
It might have. It's old, so it came out. Like, I looked at, I think it came out in 2005. So that was way before, us.
There was a show I watched on the CW in like high school called Arrow. Where it was the show about Green Arrow, the DC hero, and then they had like the Flash TV show.
I don't think I remember.
They had like
CW was
hero like shows that were like low budget TV shows.
Yeah.
The bad guy from one of the Flash things, I think I could be getting this wrong, but is one of the guys from Prison Break. It's 2 brothers.
It is.
Right?
It's Wentworth Miller, who is
there a
gay,
a balder, good looking dude?
Yes.
Like scruffy, like...
That is Mike Purcell, who is married right now to Miley Cyrus's mom, who was previously dating Noah Cyrus, Miley Cyrus, and sister, and Trish Cyrus's daughter. She didn't go to the wedding.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So,
I think that guy,
I love
if I'm remembering
Miller,
all this correctly...
He's autistic and gay. And I was like, oh, you got me right there. Like,
I think
he's awesome.
The other guy, though, I think was one of the bad guys in that... I think in the Flash.
Probably, you know, it probably was. Because I remember seeing
trailers and being like, "Wait a minute, I know that guy."
Yeah, I think the actor's name, Dominic Purcell, is probably him because Wentworth Miller is more of the brains.
Oh.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is it
Wentworth Miller? That guy.
Oh, it was him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he's actually like, I mean, they're both bad in it, but he's good intentions turns bad. Or it's
that actor
wants to break his brother out of prison. That's pretty much what happened.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that being the thing. Like,
it's so good though, and like
it seems good.
And I'm kind of mad because I think it's off of Hulu now because I ran out of my days, so now I have to go to YouTube, which is whatever, but it's not as good quality, But I only have I think 4 more episodes of season 4 and then season 5 to go through, and I'm like, I'm almost done.
If you, it's totally random, but there's actually a game, a video game for, I think it might just be for PlayStation. I don't know what else it's for, but I think it's called Prison Break or The Great Escape or like something around the lines of like Prison Break or Prison Escape or whatever.
Yeah.
And the whole concept is 2 guys, and you play 2-player.
Yeah.
And you have to do missions to both of you break out of this prison.
Yeah.
And it's like a co-op game that you play together to like strategically break out of prison. I bought it once because I was like looking for a game that I could bring with me to play with Johnny.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why we never ended up playing it, but we just never ended up. But that sounds just like that's like the brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
Trying to break out of prison. It's like almost the same thing, but it's called A Way Out.
A Way Out.
It's called A Way Out.
I'm gonna tell Sir because I'm gonna be like, get it, we can play it.
Cool little co-op games, yeah.
Because I'll play video games with him, but like, I don't like all the ones he plays. Or apparently, I guess now he got banned from PlayStation for some reason. I don't know what, but he got banned, so he can't access his account.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
well, that sucks.
I know. I was like, why don't you play anymore? Like, he would play with like his friends from work, and he was like, I got banned. I was like. And he's really, like most quiet guy. So like every once in a while I'll hear him on because he would play the game and I'd just be on my phone or doing something and he'll be like, bitch, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, so I was like, how did you get banned out of all people, really? But I was like, whatever.
That's so funny. So Jasmine does these little like cards for me that I can just reference to try to keep things going. So I want to wrap it up because we're going to cook and do the Thanksgiving and all that stuff. But I thought I would at least look at these just to kind of see if there was anything else to. If
there's any crazy question you can ask.
Right. I asked some of these. That's funny. Yeah. What are some of your favorite Sacramento spots? Because a lot of people don't like Sacramento, but I know, even though I don't go out, that we have a fantastic, specifically downtown nightlife.
Oh,
there's partying. There's this is a city that if you know what you're doing.
Oh, you're
not bored. Because there's people who are like, Sacramento sucks. And it's like, yeah, but you're not doing the right stuff.
You're not, making yourself available. You're not going out, and we've been going out forever, but I would say, like, off the top of my head, some of our favorite spots, the Merc, which is a gay bar.
Oh, okay.
Love it. That's over in, like, Lavender Heights. I think that's what they call that area. Cupros. Love Cupros because you can go there any time of the day. You could go morning to night,
I've never even heard of that place.
Oh, it's so awesome. It's kind of like the same concept of your guys' house, like the stairs, you walk up like that. But then it's like kind of open, and then it's like you go in, and then you could go upstairs, and they have an upstairs and an outside. Oh,
is that
super, next to the cabin?
Is that the one by Jets? You've been to Jets?
I have.
We saw that big white. It looks
Jets
like our house, but
it's next to Chipotle,
bigger.
Right?
Or
it's like, oh wait,
no. I think that's a different.
I'm thinking of not Chipotle. I'm thinking of Jack's. I think they're next to Jack's.
I think because there's all those little like bars and stuff.
But yeah.
there. I've seen that because it does look like.
Because I think you go like here and yeah.
I've always wondered what's in there because I'm like it looks like a house.
love Cupros, and like we've been going there for a long time. Like Gabby, Diamond, they got really like friendly with like the bartenders. Like they knew them.
That's cool.
I don't really go to the club too much anymore. That's not really my scene, but I'm still down, every once in a while I'll go. But so if I was going to go to a club, it would probably be like the Mix because it's a lot more classy. It's a lot more elegant, I think. At least just the way it looks, not maybe the people. But I like Jets. Jets is another cool one because they do, like the like yes,
shit.
Like
we went for the Beetlejuice.
Did you?
One. Yeah.
My coworker, she went and she was like, it was so cool. I want to go for. I forget what this new one is.
The
Grinch. That's what it was.
Christmassy thing.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, that's really cool. So Jets is like cool, which we didn't really go to Jets too much, but now that they're doing the theme thing,
I think they changed it up. I want to go. It used to be different, and then now it's like
it was
now
our friends.
I think like a different management or something. I don't remember. Someone was telling me it looks different or whatever.
It is because the bar was in the back. Like it was in the back, and like
that's what. Yeah,
we had friends we had friends who performed there. Like the guy Gabby did for a while. Tony. He performed there a few times. Like, it was just, like, that was a kind of place for people to come, like, showcase their talent. But, yeah, it looked really different when I walked by. I was like, oh, my gosh, like, when I was looking in the window. And it was closed, so it's dark in there. But I was like, oh, my gosh, because the bar had been in the back when I was there.
Right there. Like, you walk in and you're already standing next to it.
Yeah, and I was like, this is cool. I really want to go try the new place, Shipwrecked. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's, like, so cool. You walk in, there's, like, this giant, like, snake, I don't know, it's like a python or something on the ceiling, and then it totally transforms you into like a whole like I guess like shipwreck that you would think,
that's
like
cool.
Pirates and stuff. That looked really cool. I just seen that was posted, but
one of the favorite like little just random ones that we had been to a bar, the Jungle Bird.
Oh, yeah.
So we had went in there, and I was like, this is so cool because it's kind of like the tiki room at Disneyland. Yeah. Like it's so fun kind of having a mini like a little tiki room bar experience downtown. Like it's kind of
I want to go so bad. My coworkers, they love it because I guess there's one I think up in Folsom maybe or somewhere. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's two of them. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there is one because she's been talking about that place forever.
Yeah.
And then she was like telling me, and she was like, "Oh, there's one in Sac." So I think there might be another one, but she's the one that's been like, "You should go there. You should go there. You should go there." Like her and her husband go with his parents. Like they kind of will go like maybe once a month. Yeah. Go do their thing.
They had
get
like
a little
the
drunk.
Rain and lightning and birds all around, and like it was cool. Like it's a totally fun little.
I do want to go check. That
I want to try I want to see the Mermaid Bar.
Oh, dive bar?
Yeah, because that shit, like, when they have the people in the fucking thing, like, that's crazy.
I've never went, but I actually knew someone, remember, like, our cousin, like, Faithy and Christian?
Yeah.
Their older sister, she was a mermaid. She did it, because she worked around a few of those places, and then, so she did it, which she totally pulled that off. I was like, man, I wish I could, but I never personally went because when I started going out and, like, going into the bar and club scene, that was a big spot for being roofied. That
was it?
Huge spot.
Shit. Yeah.
And I was like, no, not worth it. Like, we're not going, and we'd walk by a few times and we were like, it's not even that cool to go in there. I mean, to see the mermaids, yes, like, that would be cool, but if they're not out.
The best time, though, would be like a Friday, Saturday night when there's hella fucking people, and that's the number one time for something bad to happen. Yes. So, yeah, it's like a mix of, like, I don't want to go on, like, a Wednesday. But,
exactly. And so we just always avoided it, and I know, like, sense. My manager, I think, like, she has a friend who manages there or something, or maybe works there as bartender, and they like it, so like, we were going to go meet up with them there, and I was with Sir, so I didn't feel it's weird, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just a place I always avoided because I heard that, and I was like, I don't want to find out. You know, I don't know if it's just a rumor, if it's true, but, you know, I don't want to be the one to find that out.
It's close to the Golden One Center. It's like walking distance, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you know what's another cool spot? I liked, I think it's the Zebra Club.
I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. That one was pretty cool because it's really small. Like, so during COVID, like, that's kind of where we went because they were open and they were, like, you know, like, not as strict. So we were like, whoop, right in there.
That's
you know?
Cool. Is that the one, is it close to here?
It's like right down in Midtown, I think. It has like a zebra.
Is it the one that has the Manchester United sign outside?
Does it?
There's one on my old drive home.
It might.
Apex.
It's been a minute.
They have like, it's like on the corner.
It is like a corner.
It's like a corner. You like walk. The door is like the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
And right above it says something like Manchester United or like they support Manchester United. They have like a sign up like right out front. It might be that one because I see that sign all the time, and you say that, and I might think I've seen their sign too.
Because there's that one, and then there's also the press club. But we were more into.
I've seen the press club. Yeah. I've seen that one too.
Yeah.
We drove past there one time, and I was like, "Ooh, what the hell is that? That place looks fucking cool."
You guys go to the comedy one down there, right? Or there's a comedy club?
We've been to Laughs Unlimited in Old Sac. We've been there a little bit, but the one that I work at, Punchline, is it's the bigger names go there, so that's the one we've been to more.
I keep hearing about,
but we have gone to Laughs Unlimited. That one's a little more underground.
I don't know if you guys have heard. There's like this couple on Instagram. They go around. They're called the Taste Duo, and they like it's like an Asian girl and I think a Hispanic guy. They go around and they like created this whole YouTube video thing, and they're so freaking cute together. But like they go and like pick all the top spots around Sac, and I was like, oh my gosh, like
that might have been that Jets video we saw was probably hers.
I love watching theirs. Like I love them, you know, because I was like, oh, it's kind of like Sarah and I, you know, like Hispanic, you know. So I was like, okay, like that's cool, you know. And like they go to all the good places, and I think that they went there recently, and like we're saying like you could get like really good drinks and food or something, and like then get to see good comedy. And I was like, is that where Dylan works? But I'll find it on Instagram and I'll show you.
So there was just a video. I think it's probably them. Like they've posted about Punchline very recently.
Yeah, I think it was
the whole video because she does the video at the beginning, like waiting in line at security. Like she shows how long the line got and was showing the food. And then like
yes,
I think I saw that. It was funny because someone referenced that video to my coworker because my coworker is this like super nice Latin lady. Who she's probably like in her maybe late 50s, like maybe mid 60s or something, but she still works.
Yeah.
So she works at the Golden One Center and at Punchline with me. So she hangs out with me when we do like the metal detector. She's like my like partner.
Oh, that's
cool. And she's the one that was working that night. So in the video, the girl like shows how long the line is in the hallway, and my coworker's standing right there. And someone told her she was in that video, and she didn't really fully understand what they meant. And then she was explaining it to me, and I was like, I saw that video. I was like, you were. I was like, that video is huge. I was like, it's a video that like got around, and you were standing right there when they like panned around. She was like, oh, I'm famous. Yeah, like it was hilarious.
That's so cute.
Yeah, she's the best. We with the Kings game we just went to recently. Her name's Mickey. She calls me, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, you're coming to the game tonight, right? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, coming through the media entrance. And so I told Dad, and he was like, we're fucking doing that. He's like, that's yes. So we go to the side of the Golden One Center, like around, like
did your dad
fat
drive?
lines.
Did Jim drive?
Yeah, he came and picked me up. So I like guided him out there, and we got there, and then like we go to the side. There's huge lines, and we get there, and we walk right in. There's no one there, and she's standing right there, does the metal detector and everything, and scans our tickets, and is like, have fun. And we walked right in. There was no line, no nothing. Like it was, it was really cool because that's where all that she said. She stands there. She's there all day. She told me like I think her shift's like 11 to 4 or 11 to 6 or something like that, and I'm like the game is at 7. I'm like, so you're there all day sitting in one spot waiting for media people to come through, and like she doesn't even get the most amount of time. Like just some people come through there. I'm like, that's so boring. She's like, it's very boring. She's like, I'm just sitting there like just securing, this little hallway. But it was really cool. She called me. It was like, come in through the...
Yeah.
'cause we were like a little late. Like, we literally like got beers and food and sat down and the game started. So we were like a little, like kind of right up the jump. So if we had to wait in that long line, it would have been crazy.
You guys would have been...
But it's cool. She works at both places.
That is so cool.
She was in that Punchline video, and yeah, it was cool. The only reason why I think it's the same video is the way you explained it sounds like what she said in the video. She said something like, come for like good food, good comedy, like whatever. The way you said it, I was like, that's got to be the same video.
I think it is. I've been following them for a minute now. Like,
that's
and
cool.
I've gone to like, I think like one or two of the places, but I always save their spots. And I always I send them to Sir. I'm like,
what you need to do is you should check out any of the shows that have coming up for Punchline. If you or your friends know any of the people, you just tell me and I could get you free tickets.
Oh, yeah.
To like pretty much, as long as the show's not sold out, I can get you tickets to any show. Because they do the 2-drink minimum. So you have to like buy alcohol or food or whatever it is while you're there. And they're like, if you have people come for free, like just tip the servers and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're here on like a free ticket, buy some drinks and tip your server.
Man, that'd be the first thing I do when I get in there.
Yeah. And it's cool because most places they're like, do I walk up to the bar? And I'm like, no, you'll have a server. So that's the nice part too. Like there's a server with an iPad and they'll keep your tab and like bring you shit.
Oh, so you don't even have to go up there. You could sit
and just sit right at your table, watch the whole show. And
that's awesome.
So like any shows that come up, just let me know and I can get you guys on the list. I don't know how much they usually do, but I've gotten 4 tickets before.
Yeah.
Because the whole table is 4 people. They usually, if it's like when we go, we share a table with 2 other people.
Yeah,
like they just sit you wherever.
Yeah.
But if you have a group of 4, I can get you all to go. You all get the one table.
We could do like a double date, like Lily, Ryan, me, Sir, or something.
Yeah. Well, and like anybody who's coming up,
I'll
like,
bring me, Kaylin. Like, you want to come, Diamond?
Right. Like, yeah. Well, they do the drag brunch once a month.
Oh, that's
so they do like
cool.
an 11:30 on a Sunday,
that.
and it's like drag queens, and there's people throwing money and.
That's
like they do comedy and this whole thing, and it's a brunch, so they have like mimosas, and it's at noon on a Sunday, and like this whole like
do they do that every month?
I think it's once a month. Yeah, I think they do it once a month.
Oh
so
my
they
goodness.
have stuff like that, and that I can get you guys
interested.
tickets to like probably almost every time.
Oh,
like, they love to just pack that fucking thing.
Oh, I'm gonna tell Kaylin because she loves like she watches RuPaul and all that, and I've never watched it, but I've been wanting to go to a drag show forever.
Yeah, she loves RuPaul, so I've seen a lot of it with her. Mm-hmm. I obviously am not like. I'm not like, oh my God, but there's a lot of like, I respect a lot of what they do because most of them, as comics specifically, like even RuPaul is like fucking hilarious.
Oh,
RuPaul's one of the funniest motherfuckers ever.
When
like that show is so hysterical.
Oh,
like it's one of those, you don't even have to like drag, it's just funny.
He is
like
funny.
If you watch it just for the funny of it.
Of course.
And so like I could imagine like all the drag queens that do the brunch, they are drag comics. Like that's what they do. I love it. So it's a good show.
I have so much
girls
respect.
Come in with fucking fat stacks of ones.
Yeah.
They're just fucking. It's great.
It's fun. Seeing that, if I'm gonna throw my money to someone, that's gonna be that.
Well, they prance around and dance and run around and touch people, and you're allowed to record and yell and like. Because the thing is most of the comedy clubs, it's like dark, don't fucking talk. Like, shut up, don't use your phone. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice little setting. The drag brunches are a literal party. They're like, we don't even have that many people on staff because it's like, we don't really do anything. Like, we let them just do whatever. Like, the crowd just gets to kind of, it's just a party.
Fun.
Yeah, we did New Year's there last year.
Did you guys? Yeah.
We got free tickets from the comic because we were there the night before and we were smoking with him in the parking lot. And he was like, well, come tomorrow if you've never done a New Year's show. I'll put you guys on the list. So we got in for his New Year's show. They do like champagne at midnight and like the whole thing. So that'll be cool. This year, I'm actually probably going to work New Year's.
Oh, are you?
So it'll be a cool, like last year we were there partying with the champagne the whole night. And then this time I'll actually be there for it working. Yeah. It's cool. I like working at a comedy club. That is
cool.
Video game streaming, podcasting, and then working at a comedy club at night. That's kind of a really good life. You know what I mean? Like that's a fun.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like this doesn't make me money, but if it did, that would be a really good. But that's like income stream.
I was gonna say, and like that's the cool part is like even if it's a hobby, the fact that you could potentially, make money off this hobby. You know what I mean? And just the more you keep going, I think you can do it.
Well, I posted the one with my mom last night, and it already got 31 views.
Oh yeah,
which is the second highest views that I've gotten for the podcast. The first episode with my dad got 60. So it's like they're doing good. Like I'm okay with those numbers, especially since it tells me like the breakdown of how many people watch it that aren't subscribed to my channel.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's cool to see that more than half, don't actually subscribe to me. So it's not just like mom, dad, Jared, Devin, like people I know that are watching it. Because like I know Johnny watches and like all these different people, but it's cool to know that there's like it's getting out there a little bit. Because most podcasts, I mean, you're not gonna. I think this is episode 6. I think this one's 6. So it's like it's gonna be a minute before it starts to really kind of get into it. I don't even have like a musical like intro or outro or anything. So it'll grow, but it's still fun to do.
It is fun. This is so fun. I would love to do this with my friends. Like, I'm like, we have talked about like doing a podcast, or like back in the day, Gabby, Kayla, and I were like, damn, we should have done YouTube, you know, like hopped on it when everyone was doing it, because it was like the makeup. You know, I was really big. And
you guys could have just done makeup. I'm like, if you guys would have gotten onto like the early like TikTok makeup tutorials, you probably would have been fucking hella famous.
I just think, and like part of me is like glad I didn't, because honestly, like I jump back and forth between like if I was gonna be like or get like big, I don't know if I'd want to get big like my personal self. I would maybe want to get big doing something else. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, I've always thought, like, voice acting would be fun.
Yeah, you know, but, like, I don't know if I'd want, you know, because I like to stay private. So it's like, then you're going to be having, you know, 300,000 people looking into your life, or, you know, waiting for stuff, you know, because there's a few influencers who I followed from the start, like TikTokers, you know, who I followed when they had, like, no followers. Now they're, like, have, like, 1 million. You know what I mean? So, you know, and it's really awesome for them, but I'm like, that makes me nervous for myself, because I don't really want that.
And it's worse for girls too. Like we had a comic just like a few months ago. When she came, she's got like known stalkers that they printed out like bios of, and was like, look out, like these guys don't live in California, but anywhere she goes, they're like, look out for these guys.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, like they had. Have you ever heard of Taylor Tomlinson?
I don't think so.
She's a really, really big female comic, like huge right now, like super, like she's got her own TV show, like there's all the, like she's massive right now. She had to cancel her shows at Punchline, but the day before she canceled, a security guy, her security guide showed up to map the whole area, see what it was going to look like, where she was going to come in, where she was going to come in for the stage, where the green room was, where like exit points were. Like a security guard came in. Like that's never happened. Yeah. Like that doesn't happen. Like I get it with bigger stars, but especially with females too. They're like they're, you know, fucking, these are the people. Like we had a printout with their photo and their bio. And it's like, look out, like security wise. That's just especially because I'm metal detector. I'm like the first guy. So yeah, it was very interesting. Like it was weird seeing that. So I get that where you're like, I don't really like. There's a lot of guys I watch, like these guys that I watch from Australia. Anytime they show a photo of them with their kid, they blur their kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody, they're like, you don't even get to know what my kid looks like. You know what I mean? Like, blur that shit. Like, yeah, like, it gets intense. You never know. And your whole life is out there.
And you never know what video you could post to make you blow up. You know, you don't know what's going to make you go viral. You don't know what's going to make you, you know, and then once you get that, that's what, like, what, you know, and I watch, like, you know, like, one of the ladies I watch specifically, she's a single mom, and that's why I kind of started following her, because she's like about my age, and she has like not adult children, but older, you know. So it's just really interesting to like watch, because she pretty much started TikTok as like a divorce diary.
Oh, okay.
And I love watching her, you know, and I like so much support, but it's like I already know so much about you, you know, which is cool. But what scares me is like men. These men out here, you know, you live alone, you have your 2 children, you know, and people like say that to her, and she's like, I'm safe, like I'm okay, you know. And I know she's in a gated community, but I'm like,
you're like, oh,
people jump those. I mean, the Kardashians live behind 2 or 3 security gates in Hidden Hills, and people have jumped there.
Still get there, yeah.
So it's like they never
explain it too. They're like, you're, oh shit, I lost it. Especially with podcasts, because people talk so much. People almost have this like confidence or cockiness of like, I know you.
Yeah.
So because like in the moment, it's like, I have no idea who you are. I've never seen your face before. Like I'm just a content creator. Just because you look at my stuff doesn't instantly mean that like you have some right to my life. And that's the big part where like, especially with stuff like that, where you're documenting a specific period of your life, there's always that one gross dude out there who's like, I can help her, and it's like you can't. Like she doesn't know you, she doesn't care.
And she posts the comments.
Trillions of people. Like there's so many people. Like they don't
like
care.
that, because I'm like, the world is just such a scary place. You know, there's just so many like scary things happening. I mean, that one guy just got sentenced to life without parole. I forget his name, but he killed the girl out in Georgia. She went for a jog and he murdered her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Apple Watch thing. We talked about that with my mom, too.
Yeah, and which was crazy, got it, but you can't even go for a run.
No,
you can't even go for a run.
Random shit.
You can't even, it's really scary. And I know it's scary on both sides for just human beings in general, but it's scary being a woman. It is so scary, like
especially when you're like you're saying, if you're on the internet, like you've got hundreds that people know roughly where you live,
exactly, like the area, people find that out. I mean, like, funny story. Last weekend, I was randomly hopped on Facebook, and I follow like a Citrus Heights crime page too because we lived there for a little bit, so. I was on there and I seen a post and I'm looking and it's like a guy and he's standing out and it's like Garfield and Dewey and it was like pretty much someone posted like don't know what's going on but traffic is backed up and then I see my cousin's wife comment, that's my husband, this was us, we just got swatted.
Oh shit.
They got freaking swatted and I was like and it's in real time and I'm like no wait, because I mean I know who my cousin's wife is, I'm like Sierra and I'm like oh my god and I'm like and I'm reading it and then pretty much thank God the cops were really cool and they were like this is happening more frequently, but it sounds like it came from Florida, the call, and they called saying that they killed their mom and that they're gonna kill themselves next. Damn. So the cops pulled up to my cousin's house, guns drawn, and they're on Dewey and Garfield, so busy ass intersect or streets, and fly in there. My cousin came out and he's in the picture, the person posted my cousin's on the street like this, and I was like, oh my god, he's probably fucking and they have a baby, their son Levi, and I was like, oh my god, and I didn't comment on the Facebook post publicly, but I messaged her on Instagram because I think they took Levi to the doctors. They ended up taking him just because cops bombed their home or like rushed in and stuff, so they did that and I was just like, I'm so sorry, and she was like, we literally don't know, and my first thought was because it's my dad's side, so I was like, do you think this came from like the gaming community, because I know Josh plays video games, so did some dick get his I don't know IP address or get something to be able to track him or see and then do something like that, because I've heard of that in the gaming community, them like doxing people, getting
it's
them
the same
swatted.
thing. That Breaking Bad lady, the lady that lives in that house, she said the same thing happened where someone called and like the suicide hotline was like, I'm going to kill myself, and gave that address. Yeah. And they got busted in on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's the weirdest shit. But apparently the thing is they have to treat everything as real, which makes sense. Well, you know what I mean? Like they have to treat, so then it's like you get into these messed up like, oh fuck, like yeah, that's
and it's because it's so random, and that's what they were like, and they just were like it just had to be random. You know, maybe someone randomly put in your address or your address popped up.
Same address, wrong city.
Exactly.
Yeah, like something.
Like it's so many things, but they thank God the cops ended up being cool, because I already don't like the cops. Then you got to deal with that shit. Oh my God. I would. I was like, I was like, I'm so sorry for you guys. Like, that's rough, and because you hear about it. Like, I've heard about it being done to like celebrities. Like, it got done to Nicki Minaj not too long ago, and like
a lot
she had
of
her
streamers get like swatted
from Twitch,
on stream all
like
the time.
all that. I've seen it. And so that's what kind of made me correlate. Like, oh shit, did someone like like because he games, and I'm sure he plays online, and. Just like any other normal person just playing and then get swatted, I was like, that's terrifying. Like, 100%. Whew.
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
Well, I think we'll wrap up. So we're doing these. Jasmine made a bunch of like little logo things for my podcast.
Okay.
And then they're going to be like eventually like the ending of the podcast, but they're magnets. So you can pick which one you want to take home now that you've done the podcast.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love this one.
They're kind of fun.
These are so awesome. Oh my God, they're all so good. I'm going to set that to the side because I might have to go with that one.
Because they're all obviously like the different themes.
Yeah. I'm like, do I want that one or this one or this one? I'm going to go with the Mario.
Yeah.
Show the camera.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, show you can like...
Nice.
So then that way, like everyone who's done it gets like a little
that is
something
awesome.
to take home.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. I'm trying to fill the fridge.
Yeah.
Eventually too, I'll be able to. I don't have it plugged in, But like for people to be like, here, you wanna? You know,
Oh yeah.
like, it's just I haven't done it yet. So.
Yeah. Dude, I can't wait to put this right on my fridge.
Hell yeah. Well, and then it's a good like people are like, what's that? And then you'll be like, I'm on a podcast.
I'm like, my brother.
Yeah. Well, this has been Dylan +1. Thank you for being my +1.
Thank you for
That'll
having me.
just be the end of it.